Assalamu alaikum. Karibuni wanafunzi. You are very welcome to this session. We are going to be looking at a new topic. We are going to be looking at Wanyama na Ndege. Our topic today is Wanyama na Ndege. Wanyama means animals and Ndege means birds. Therefore, we are going to be looking at animals and birds. Animals and birds. Where we live, everyone knows we have animals and birds. We have animals at home, we have birds at home, we have animals and birds in our environment, our different societies where we live. Now, animals are categorized into two. In this matter, we are going to look at animals in two categories. We are going to look at animals that are kept at home, those are domestic animals, and animals that are found in the wild, or the animals that we find outside our homes. Sometimes we find them in the zoo, others are found in parks, and sometimes others are just wandering anywhere. Those are called wild animals. Domestic animals are the ones that we basically keep at home. Now, in our Kiswahili, they tell us that wanyama wa nyumbani, the domestic animals, wanyama wa nyumbani. Sometimes we call them mifugo, just the way you can see there. Sometimes they are called mifugo. If you don't call them mifugo, you can call them wanyama kaya. Wanyama kaya. Wanyama kaya ama mifugo ni wale wanyama ambao huishi katika mazingira ambao huishi katika mazingira ambayo mwanadamu anaishi. Now that statement means domestic animals are animals that are found within the same environment with people. Domestic animals are animals that are found within the same environment with people. In your primary and secondary perhaps, some of you have studied that domestic animals are animals that are kept at home. Of course, yes. Now here they are telling us they are animals that are found within the environment. At home, you keep animals. We shall see what are those animals that we keep at home. So they are telling us wanaishi katika mazingira ambayo mwanadamu anaishi bila ama na hawawezi kumuathiri kwa kiasi kikubwa. Now that one is very important. They're telling us that our domestic animals are animals that stay with us around in our environment or at home, and they can do less harm. They can do either no harm or less harm. How many of us have gone to national parks? Maybe you have gone to Queen Elizabeth National Park and some other parks or wherever you have gone and found wild animals. Can you really stay there with the wild animals and they don't do any harm to you? No, that is not possible. Why? Because they are wild. They are wild. They don't think like us. They don't behave like the domestic animals. Domestic animals are simple animals. So, here they are telling us, wanyama hao wanatunzwa kwa uangalifu wa binadamu. Meaning that they are protected and are kept under the watch of the people. It is us who keep those animals. We are the ones who take care of them. They are kept because wanalindwa ama wanatunzwa kwa ajili ya ulinzi. We keep them for purposes of protection. Kwa ajili ya ulinzi. Ulinzi, this word ulinzi. You can see it there in your notes. Ulinzi is a word that means protection. So we keep some of these these domestic animals so as to protect us. For example, dogs. A dog is kept for your own protection. You take care of it by giving it food. Some of us take them for treatment. I have one very funny dog. It's called Logie. Okay? I take it to the veterinary doctor for treatment. I buy for it some food. Okay? So I take care of it. In the same way, it also takes care of me by protecting me. So they're telling us that they are kept for purposes of protection. Michezo means games or entertainment. Some animals are kept for purposes of entertainment. Okay? Others are kept for purposes of labor. Some animals provide labor. Did you know? Of course, they provide labor. We shall see how. And then we also have those that are kept for purposes of decoration. Okay? Yes, you can keep an animal for purposes of decoration. It does not give you food, it does not protect you so much, but it is purposely meant for decoration. That when somebody visits your home, they find this very beautiful animal. You know, it adds something, some good scenery to your home. That is wonderful. Then others are also kept for majaribio. Majaribio is a word that means testing. Majaribio, testing. Some of you have heard of what we call lab testing. We have animals that we use for testing, but that testing is done by specialists. Please don't get an animal and then you say, me, I'm going to do testing on this animal. It is a crime to do any test on an animal without a license of the government. And that license is given to only professionals. Are we together? Good. So here they're telling us there are some animals that are kept for purposes of testing. Testing in the lab. Now let us see examples of domestic animals. We have seen what they are. We have seen some of their purposes. Now let us see what are these domestic animals. We have one is mbwa. The word is mbwa, not mbwa. Not mbwa. It is mbwa. Okay? The word is mbwa. Okay? Now this the ma here is pronounced inside. From within, it is mbwa. Mbwa simply means a dog. Mbwa is a dog. Then we also have nguruwe. Nguruwe is no. Before nguruwe, we also have a mbuzi. Mbuzi. Now, some of these animals might sound a little bit similar to the way the Baganda call them. Okay? If you're Muganda, you are going to realize that mbwa is called mbwa. Okay? In Luganda, it is mbwa. Okay? Other languages, I'm not really sure, but for Luganda, at least I know it is mbwa. But in Kiswahili, the pronunciation kind of changes. It is mbwa. There is a small similarity. Do you know why? Because if you remember in introduction, we say that Kiswahili is a Bantu language. Therefore, there is some similarity with other Bantu languages. So, we have mbwa and the mbuzi. Okay? The Baganda will say mbuzi, mbuzi. Okay? A goat. We also have nguruwe. Now, nguruwe is a pig. You know that animal, the pig. Okay? Nguruwe, a pig. A pig is, you know, that animal that, you know, some people enjoy. Of course, the Muslims don't like that. And by the way, you should be very cautious when you're talking about pigs and, you know, pork when in the presence of Muslims, because they have a very different relationship with that animal. So we have to be considerate. And of course the Muslims, you have to understand that this is for the purpose of learning. So we cannot do away with nguruwe. Nguruwe is a pig. Okay? Then we also have ng'ombe. We have kondo and ng'ombe. Kondo is a sheep. Ng'ombe is a cow. Paka. Paka is a cat. Now, some people did not know that a cat is also a domestic animal. Of course it is. We keep it at home. It lives amidst us. It lives within the same environment as we do. Then we have punda. Punda is a donkey. Punda is a donkey. We have ngamia. Ngamia is a camel. Ngamia is a camel. A camel is also a domestic animal. Now in Uganda there are not very many camels and they are not so common, but of course you need to understand they are domestic animals. When you go to those arid areas like Sudan and some Arab areas, you will find that camels are very common and they are domestic animals. We also have farasi. Farasi is a horse. Yes, horses are also domestic animals. Of course, you should understand that some of these animals do live in the wild. We have some parts of them that live in the wild, okay? But the domesticated ones are called domestic animals. And so many others. Of course, it comes now upon you to research and find out, are there any other domestic animals that we have not listed? You will list them. Next, let us look at faida za wanyama wa nyumbani. What are the importances, the purposes of these animals? If they are domestic animals, what are their purposes? If they live amidst us, do they have any importance? Do we benefit from them? Do they benefit from us? Well, let us see. Faida za wanyama. In this statement they tell us wanyama hao wana faida katika maisha ya mwanadamu. Wanyama hao wana faida katika maisha ya mwanadamu. Meaning they have importances. They are very good. They are purposeful. They are purposeful in the life of a human being. Now let us see some of those purposes. Faida za wanyama. Okay? What are the importances? We have seen. Now we are going to categorize our animals because some animals share some purposes. They do share some purposes. For example, we have mbuzi. We have mbuzi. Mbuzi and ng'ombe and kondoo. Mbuzi, ng'ombe, kondoo, ngamia and sungura. We have mbuzi, a goat, ng'ombe, a cow, kondoo, a sheep, ngamia, a camel, and sungura. Those animals, I'm going to categorize them. Why? Simply because they share. Some of their purposes are similar. If you try to look at the role, the importances of these animals are similar. For example, mbuzi. Mbuzi hutupa maziwa. The cows, the goats give us milk. Mbuzi, very good. You can see them there. Mbuzi hutupa maziwa. Hutupa maziwa means they give us milk. Ng'ombe also gives us milk. Kondoo also gives us milk. Ngamia also gives us milk. Now, this is surprising. Did you know that sungura also give us milk? I don't know. You find out. Okay? So, we also have nyama. They serve us with milk. I beg your pardon, meat. We get beef from cows, from goat. We get mutton from the sheep. Okay? We also get meat from rabbit. Have you ever eaten rabbit meat? I don't know how it's called in English, but you'll find out. Nyama ya sungura, rabbit meat. We also get ngozi, the skin. Ngozi means skin. The skin of these animals are very important. And by the way, it is a very lucrative business. Some of you have parents who have dealt in skins of these animals. Okay? The skins and hides of these animals, they are very lucrative because we export them and we get money. Okay? We get foreign exchange. If you look at what the government, the business that the government clarifies as very important businesses in Uganda, one of them is the skins and hide business. Those businesses are very lucrative. So we get hides and skins from those animals. We also get blood. Yes, when animals are slaughtered, the blood is not supposed to be wasted. Okay, that blood, damu, blood, is used kutengeneza chakula cha mifugo. Tunatumia damu kutengeneza chakula cha mifugo. We use the blood to prepare or to make or to manufacture food for animals. Yes, the blood of cows and goats that are slaughtered in the abattoir. Okay? When they are slaughtered, the blood is collected, it is taken somewhere, it is processed, and then they manufacture food that is used to feed the animals. Then we also have the bones, mifupa. Mifupa, bones. The mifupa or bones are used to manufacture drugs. Yes, bones of animals are rich in calcium. Okay, they are very good sources of calcium. So they are used, they are processed. Of course, the processes are done by professionals. So when they are processed, they get calcium and other products, and they are used to manufacture drugs, the drugs that you swallow. Yes, this is interesting. We also have pesa. These animals give us money. Hey, now somebody would wonder, how does a cow get money and give it to me? No. When we keep these animals at home, we grow them. When they are grown, we take them to the market, we sell them, and when we sell them, we get money. It is also another very important business. You should think about it. What if you were to keep an animal, for example, a rabbit at home for 3 months? In the next few days, after 3 months, you would be in position to sell that rabbit. If you kept let's say, a goat. If you get a young goat, keep it for a certain period of time, it grows into a very big goat, and you sell it, you get money. So these animals also give us money. Now we have another category where we have mbwa and paka. Those two were categorized together because they serve almost the same purpose. Mbwa and paka, the dog and the cat. The dog and cat serve a purpose of ulinzi ama kutulinda, to protect us. Ulinzi, I told you, is protection. Ulinzi is protection. Kutulinda is to protect us. Okay? So, the cats and dogs protect us. We also have kiburudisho. Kiburudisho. These animals are entertainers. They entertain us. You have seen very many of you have dogs and cats at home. You play with them. At the end of the day, you are entertained. Okay? Yes, you become joyful. You know, those animals are very jolly. You see a cat who will come around and, you know, twist their tail all over you. A dog wants, you know, to you know, they bark and they jump, you know. You keep tossing balls somewhere and the dogs run to catch them. They are entertaining you. So they are very good sources of entertainment. Then we have cats. ones play a very important role, my friend. Those of you who stay around homes and you have these young small visitors called rats, yes, the cats play a very big role there. Okay, they help us to run after the rats and chase them out of our homes, because, my friend, those good friends of ours, some people call them city-born, you know. Yes, so those people, those small things there can destroy. One of those days I went to my suitcase and I found they had eaten almost all of my clothes, and they usually don't eat the whole part. They eat a very small part, and that part is usually the most visible part. Yes, of course, those are rats. So the cats help us to protect us from those small destructive animals called the rats. That is another role of the cats. Good. Then in another category, we have farasi and the punda. Remember, we are looking at the importances, the purpose of these domestic animals. Farasi, a horse, and the punda also serve the same purpose. Punda is a donkey. One of their roles is usafiri. Usafiri is transportation. Usafiri. Usafiri means transportation. Okay, yes. Some people thought that we only move by cars and motorcycles and maybe bicycles. No, these animals also transport us. If you go to those other different countries, like in the Arab countries, in Asia mostly, you will find people using faras. Another one I didn't put there is also ngamia. It also serves as transport. Okay, yes. So we use horses for transport, we use donkeys for transport, and also camels. Then they are also sources of entertainment. Kiburudisho. Okay, some of you have watched on TV those horse races where people hop onto horses and then they start racing. They are also sources of entertainment. Some of you have gone to amusement parks and you will find horses there. You will find camels there. Sometimes even donkeys. And then you will climb onto them, and then they start moving. And as they are moving, you are enjoying. Some of you even take pics. Okay? Yes, I remember when I was young, I went to Uganda Wildlife Education Center in Ndege. Okay? And we were made to hop onto a camel. And then there was a cameraman who was taking our photos. Until today, I have that photo. It is very nice. Okay? It is a good memory, entertainment. Okay? So, that is, those are some of the purposes of these animals. We have seen the purposes or the importances of these animals in their different categories. Okay? That is very important. Now, next we are going to be looking at other different animals. Then here, down there, as you continue, you are going to see there is an NB. There is an NB saying, Wanyama pia hutumika kwa tiba. That is very good. Wanyama pia hutumika kwa tiba. Some animals are used for human treatment. Some animals are used. There is that NB down there. Okay? That says wanyama pia hutumika kwa tiba. Wanyama pia hutumika kwa tiba. They are used for treatment. We use them for treatment. Okay? Pia hutumika kwa tiba. Wagonjwa wanaohitaji wanyama katika matibabu. Okay? Yes. Those people who are sick and they need treatment from these animals, hupewa ruhusa, they are given permission. Hupewa ruhusa, they are given permission by the government. The government gives them permission to use these animals. Kupewa ruhusa kusafiri na kuishi na wanyama katika sehemu ambazo wanyama hawakubaliwi. Okay? If you are sick, there are some diseases, my friend, that might require you to live with animals. Did you know that? Yes, there are very many strange diseases in this world. So, if you have that disease, you must seek permission from the authorities, and they will allow you either to stay with that animal or to stay where those animals are, of course, under close supervision. Now, let us have a small lesson activity. In our lesson activity here, they are telling us shughuli ya somo, meaning lesson activity. Okay, there is that question there that says, Ama, using sources like books, internet, family and friends. Sources like books, internet, family and friends. Research and write a brief note. Write brief notes, okay? Not more than half a page, about a disease that may require someone to be allowed to stay with animals or with an animal as treatment. Yes, you can research. That information is there on the internet. You can research on the internet. You can look for books, yes, about diseases and so on. You are free to use English or Kiswahili. It is not. Now you can choose one of these two questions. Another one says, sehemu kadhaa za wanyama. They are different. Sehemu kadhaa, different places of animals. Sehemu kadhaa za wanyama mbalimbali hutumiwa kutengeneza bidhaa tofauti. Different parts of animals are used to manufacture or to process different products. Taja bidhaa angalau 20. Mention at least 20 parts. Okay? I mean at least 20 products. Na sehemu ya mnyama itolewako. Mention at least 20 products and the part of an animal where that product can be obtained. We have given you an example, like ng'ombe is an animal, a cow. The part of the animal is pembe. Pembe is the horn. You know those horns that cows have. In those horns, we make what we call bangili. Bangili are ornaments. It is a round ornament, okay, that is usually worn by women, even some men, but it is made out of a horn. So that is what you're going to do for us. You're going to get an animal, ng'ombe, for example. A part is pembe, the horn, and then the product that we get from there is bangili. Okay, let us go up here. Up, down. Let us move to yes, you can see in those spaces now you will be feeling. We go down here. Yes, you are going to fill up to number 20. Okay, make sure you have 20 answers. Yes, here even I've given you another example. For example, the part of the animal is mavi, feces. Did you know that feces of animals are also important? Yes. Don't just get them and throw them away. Here we have told you mavi, feces, all animals, wanyama wote. The feces of all animals, we use them to get what we call mbolea. Mbolea is manure. Okay, so those are my examples. You also have to write yours. Now, after seeing the importances or faida za wanyama, after seeing the importances and faida za wanyama, it is important that we keep them well because we need them in our different social and economic activities. Okay, therefore we should make sure that we protect them instead of mistreating them anyhow. Make sure we take care of them, treat them when they were sick or when they are sick, so that we can benefit from them. Now, very briefly, we in the next topic, we shall be subtopic under there. We shall be looking at Wanyama wa porini. Wanyama wa porini. We have looked at wild animals. We have seen a number of them. We have seen their examples, and we have even gone an extra mile and looked at their importances. We have talked about cows, ng'ombe, sheep. The sheep is, you see, that is how it is amazing. When you overmix English and Kiswahili, they start skipping you. Yes, sheep is kondoo. We also have mbuzi, which is a goat, sungura, rabbit, and so on. The way we have seen them. We have also discovered that there are also some diseases that might require someone to live with animals with a special permission. Now, take care of those domestic animals. If you don't have a domestic animal at home, you are missing out a lot. Please get an animal. Get at least a bird. Before you come back to school, make sure you leave that bird at home. Leave there a chicken, a young one, like a small one. By the time you go back to back home for holidays, you will find when it has grown and you will sell them, because we said we get money. Thank you very much for listening and watching this video. In our next video, we are going to be talking about Wanyama wa porini, and we have said those are wild animals. Remember to stay home, remember to stay safe.